Hi, my name is Claudio. I'm a software engineer working on Business Central here in Copenhagen, and today I'm joined by my colleague Chetan.
Hi, my name is Chetan Topaya. I'm also a software engineer working in Business Central in Copenhagen.
In this session, we are going to be talking about the new capabilities that we are bringing to the Business Central mobile app. And mainly, we are going to be talking about some new additions that we brought to you via the Control Add-in API, some new warehousing scenarios, and lastly, we are going to be showing some demos. In the previous release, we have brought to you some new features on the Business Central mobile app. Namely, we brought to you the barcode scanning functionality, Tell Me and search in data, and we also mentioned that we were working on bringing support for worksheet pages on phone, and we did so in this release. The worksheet pages on mobile phones are a simplified version of what we already have for desktop and tablet. They are simplified, meaning that there's a shorter header section. Of course, you also have all the worksheet lines on the same page that you're used to, and a fuller summary section. And to edit the data, one would have to simply tap on the desired area of the line. It's really important to mention that we haven't done any changes to the desktop and tablet worksheet pages, and this functionality will work out of the box if you have already been implemented the worksheet pages in Business Central. However, we are advising you to check how they look like and make sure that you have the desired user interface. In the last release, we brought to you native barcode scanning capability. So we developed integrations with both the camera barcode scanning capability, but also with laser scanning devices. Nevertheless, unfortunately, due to some technical limitations, we were not able to make these available on SaaS, but we did listen to your feedback as partners, and we did so in this release. In terms of the supported barcode types, the matrix remains the same. As you can see on the right side pane, you can see all the barcode types that we support for the camera barcode scanning. And then when it comes to the laser one, of course, it's bound to the device that you are using. And now let's go through a summary of the mobile app capabilities for barcode scanning. In the first scenario, probably as you already know, we offer a UI button that indicates a barcode scanning functionality. In the second scenario, it is based on the same native functionality as the first scenario. However, we intend to provide AL developers with a more customizable experience, and therefore we are bringing this capability in AL, where developers can uptake it and do some certain implementations based on the context on it. And then the third scenario, this is something that we specifically tailored for laser barcode scanners. These are used, for example, for warehouse workers who are using the app to scan multiple products. Scenario number one consists of adding a UI button that acts as an action to trigger the camera barcode scanning functionality. It is really easy to add it to a page or a new LA page. All you have to do is to annotate a field of type code and text with the property extended data type equals barcode. Once you've done so, this will instruct the mobile client to show the barcode scanning button when the page is rendered on a supported device. The second scenario represents the same native capability for barcode scanning, and that is using the camera barcode scanner. But we allow AL developers to build a more customizable experience. For example, it can be started from a role center queue, an action, a button, a link, or some automated logic when a page is open, for example. And once a barcode is scanned, then it just returns the value to AL for further code processing. In the previous release, we were not able to make this capability available on SaaS due to some technical limitations. However, in this release, we are bringing you a new AL API based on Control Add-ins that is supposed to replace the .NET-based API and therefore making this feature available on SaaS. And now let's see an example of this API. Also, if you want to see how that looks like, you can just scan the QR code. But let's look at how it looks like. We've added the new API to our open source GitHub repo, namely BC Apps, and you can find it under the control add-in name Camera Barcode Scanner Provider add-in. The add-in has multiple procedures and multiple events. The procedures are meant to interact with the camera barcode scanning capability via the request barcode async, and then the events are the following. When there's a successful barcode scanning event, the barcode available event will be called and will take two arguments, the barcode and the format of the barcode. And in case of a failure, of course, the event barcode failure will be called. Lastly, when mounting this control add-in on a page, when rendering it on a page, the control add-in ready with a flag is supported will be called, denoting whether or not the capability is available on the user's mobile. Now let's see a demo with this new capability. Chetan?
Thanks, Claudio. For the demo today, I'll be using a Data Logic Memo 10 Android device, which is a native barcode scanner, which can do both camera barcode scanning and also laser one. On this device, I've installed the Business Central mobile app, which I'm going to use for the demo. So as Claudio mentioned with the scenario 2, it's about camera barcode scanning. To showcase that one, I'm going to open item journal and then try to do a positive adjustment of some of our items. In that process, I'm going to enter item tracking lines. So let's get to the mobile app now. So on the mobile app, you can see that I have tagged item journal already. In this release, we also worked on improving the brick layouts for all of our worksheet pages. As Claudia mentioned earlier, now that we support worksheet pages on mobile devices, it was time for us to make the brick layout and make the user experience more appealing. So this is how the item journal looks like. And you can see on the bottom right corner, there's show details. If you press that one, you can see the fact boxes that are on the item journal page. So let's get back to the item journal. So here we have two lines. So one is we are positively adjusting S100 semi-automatic coffee machine, which is a serial tracked item. And the next line is whole roasted beans from Indonesia, and it's a lot tracked item. So in both the cases, we are trying to positively adjust it by 5 quantity. So because these are item tracked, so we need to fill in the item tracking lines before proceeding with this item journal. So let's get and set the item tracking lines. To set the item tracking lines, I have selected the first line, and we have an action called item tracking lines. Clicking that opens the item tracking lines page. So this is the page where we have enabled the camera barcode scanner capability. When there's an action called scan multiple, invoking that one, camera starts actively looking for barcodes. So in this on this line, if you remember, it is a serial tracked item. So we'll start by scanning the serial numbers. So I'll click on scan multiple, and obviously, it will ask if we are going to scan serial number, lot number, or package number. In this case, it's serial. So once we do that one, the camera starts looking for the barcodes. That was one. You can see that the camera, after processing the first one, it moves on to the second one. And that was, so item quantity is 5 here. So let's scan 5 items. 4, and the last one being. All right, now you saw that all 5 coffee machines were scanned in, and at the end, when it has fulfilled all the item tracking requirements, then we show this message saying that the item tracking is defined, and we can move on to the next line. So next line will be our whole roasted beans from Indonesia. So here, again, we are going to go to item tracking line. So here, because this is a lot tracked item, we are going to scan some lot numbers. So scan multiple again, and this time we are going to select lot number. So this, let's look at the QR code. So that was 1. And you can see that the quantity is getting incremented for the same lot number. All right, so even this line is fulfilled. So now the user can go ahead with this item journal and process this one further. So this was the demo for the scenario 2 that Claudio just explained. And if you want to enable this kind of capability, that is the camera's barcode scanner capability in your app and on your page, let's look at how the code would look like. So what I'll do is first I'll take you through how the code used to be in the previous release, and then I will show you how we have changed the code in this release by using the control add-ins. So the code you're looking is, this is how it would look. If you wanted the camera barcode scanner capability, you would first define the .NET object called camera barcode scanner provider. So once you have declared this variable, the next thing is to see if in the runtime to see if the camera scanning capability is available on this device. So that you can do by calling the isAvailable function on the camera barcode scanner provider object, which becomes your step 2 in a way. And once you find that it is supported, then you go ahead and create an instance of the object, which will be 3. Once you have done step 3, then you need to actively look for the barcode scanner. You need to activate the camera by calling the request barcode async, just like we are doing this like this in the example. So once you do this, the camera opens on the device and starts looking for the barcodes. And once you get a successful hit, then it will come to the trigger called barcode scanner provider dot barcode available. Yeah, here you get the barcode that was read and also the format. And your step 5 is to process this one. So this is how this is how the code was in the previous release. If you wanted this capability, and moving from previous release to this release, we moved away from .NET to using the control add-in. In the current release, this is how the code would look like. To add this capability on your page, you would first start by adding the control add-in on your page. So here you can see we have added the control add-in, the camera barcode scanner provider add-in on this page. And once you add this one, the next step for you is to find out if the camera barcode scanner is available on this environment or on the device. So that you can do inside the control add-in ready. So this is where the isSupported argument brings in that information if the barcode scanner is available or not. Depending on that one, you take the next step. So here, if it's available, the next thing is to actually activate the camera to start scanning, which are like in the previous case, we are going to do in the action by calling request barcode async on the control add-in, which will be your step 3. So once you do this one, as with the .NET variable, the camera starts scanning for any barcodes. Once it gets a hit, it calls the barcode available trigger, and the barcode comes in, and this is where you handle the barcode or process the barcode. And in like item tracking lines, if you want to have the continuous scanning kind of experience, then you basically call the request barcode async again after processing the barcode you already got. So this is how you get the continuous scanning kind of experience. So this is how it looks. The scenario 2 looks in code. Back to Claudio.
Thank you, Chetan. Now let's talk about scenario number 3. In this scenario, we are going to be focusing on integration with dedicated barcode scanners that are mainly used by people in warehouses. And it's important to mention that in order to uptake this functionality, it requires configurations at 2 levels. First level would be a configuration at the device level. So in order to have this capability available in the BC app, one would actually need to configure the laser barcode scanner with the BC application. And we also have a documentation for you about how to do that. And also it's really important to mention that these capabilities are available only on Android OS devices. Then the second level of configuration that an AL developer would have to do is to implement the scanning capability in AL. And in order to do so, you would have to explicitly start listening for incoming barcodes on a page. And then you have to do that only once. And as the user keeps on scanning, then barcode data will be sent to that page. Of course, one can actually register multiple barcode scanning events on multiple pages. However, it will always be sent, the data will be always sent to the topmost page. Similar as in the previous scenario, we were not able to make the capability available in the last release on SAS, but with the addition of the new AL API based on the controller DINs, which are meant to replace the .NET-based APIs, we are also bringing you this capability on SAS. And let's take a look at how the API looks like. You can already see that this API looks similar to the previous APIs that we saw, except that this is meant only for integration with the laser-dedicated barcode scanning device. It consists of two procedures, which are meant to request or register a page to start listening to incoming barcode scanning events. And then once a barcode is scanned, the event barcode received will be called and will have the subsequent data, meaning the barcode data and the type of the format. Similar as in the previous controller DIN, this controller DIN also has an event, controller DIN ready, which denotes whether or not the user's device is supporting this capability. And now let's see a demo with this scenario. Chetan?
For this demo, as the scenario 3, which is the barcode scanner, the laser-based barcode scanner is mainly aimed at the warehouse workers. The scenario I'm going to show now is also warehouse worker related. So you can on the screen you can see unassigned pick, which is on a warehouse worker role center. So when I open that one, you can see there is a pick document. In this release, what we have done is also add gestures to many of the warehouse-related lists, so that it's easier for a warehouse worker to, using the gesture, do different actions that are relevant for those list pages. So in this page, you can see we have a gesture, which is a right swipe to assign the pick document to yourself. So once I do that one, it appears in my picks list, and now I can work on this. So when I open this one, this is what you see. So for people who don't know what warehouse pick is, it is a document with a set of instruction for the warehouse worker to move items from one bin in a location to another bin. So for example, if you're in the manufacturing, you might want the components that you use for manufacturing in the consumption bin. So the warehouse pick might be to move the components from your storage bin to your consumption bin. And if you're selling an item, then moving the item from a storage bin to a shipment bin might be covered in the warehouse pick. So this pick that we have created looks like this. It is sorted by action type, which means all the takes and are together and all the place, so that the warehouse worker can go to the storage and handle all the take lines, so that things are put on the trolley and take it to the destination and do the place operation. So let's go ahead and do the take operation now. Yeah, this is how the warehouse pick document looks like. So it has 3 take lines and 3 place lines. So basically you're moving the items from one bin in the location to another bin. So if you look at the first take line, this is for taking the item S100, which is a semi-automatic coffee machine, and it should be moved from bin W01001. So and we have action called scan, executing which it opens the line details. So this is the page we have built to show only the relevant information for the warehouse worker. So the first section shows you the line information. Basically, it's a action type take and what you should take and from which bin. And the second part is what you're going to enter now. So this is the serial tracked item. So let's go ahead and scan a serial number, which I have it here. So you could see that it was quite fast, and the quantity to handle is set to 1, and the serial number is also set. So when we scan and set information about serial or lot or package on the take line, we also transfer that one to the place line to make it easier for the warehouse worker. So once this is done, this because the outstanding quantity is same as quantity to handle, this line is fulfilled. So let's move to the next line. So here again, it's another line for the same item. So let's go ahead and scan. Again, so the serial number is filled. Earlier I mentioned we show only the relevant information. So here you can see, because it's a serial tracked item, we show the serial number. For a lot tracked item, we show the lot number, and likewise for package number for package tracked items. So now that we have scanned 2 of this coffee machine, the next one is the roasted beans, which is lot tracked. Let's go and scan some lot numbers. Yeah, I did 5 scans. You can see that it was quite fast, and quantity to handle has been set to 5, and the lot number has been set. Now the warehouse worker can take these items to the destination bins and do the similar activity on the place lines, and then he or she is able to register the warehouse pick. So this was the demo, right? And if you want to have this kind of capability in your app, then let's see how the code would look like. So like in the previous case, I'll start by showing how the code looked in the previous release, and then I'll move on to how the code looks now. So in the previous release, again, even this capability was exposed through a .NET object. So you would define or declare this variable barcode scanner on your page, which will give you this capability. And once you add that one, the next step would be to see if it's the barcode scanner is available or not. That you do it by isAvailable function on the .NET object. And once you find that it is available, then you create, which will be your step 3, and then request barcode scanner async will be called, which again puts the scanner into the listening mode to listen to any incoming barcodes. So you can see that this is, once you do the request barcode scanner async, it's already in the continuous scanning mode. You don't have to call these things again. So whenever there is a successful barcode read, it comes to the barcode received trigger, and this is where you handle or you process the barcode, and which will be your step 5. So this is how it was, and let's see how the code looks in this release. Again, even in this case, we moved away from the .NET component to the control add-in. As a step 1, you need to define or add the control add-in onto the page in the user control section, which will be your step 1. And the way you find out if the barcode scanner is available on the device or not is by looking at the is supported argument that comes in. Once you know that it is supported, then you go ahead and call the request barcode scanner async, which again starts the barcode scanner in the listening mode, and it's listening for any barcode that is scanned from the device. And once the barcode is read, it comes to the barcode received trigger, and that's where you process the barcodes. So once you add the control add-in and start listening, the listening part is it's actively listening until the page is closed. And yeah, this is what I wanted to show as part of this one. Back to Claudio.
Thank you, Chetan, for the amazing demos. Now let's talk a bit more about the new Control Add-in API. The new controller DIN API is based on the existing controller DINs that have been available in AL for a while now, but these controller DINs are special in the sense that they are only and can be only used to interact with client extensibility methods such as barcode scanning functionality. From a security perspective, it is really important to mention that they are a closed system, meaning that they can only interact with the barcode scanning functionality or any other client extensibility methods, and it's only us, Microsoft, who can provide this type of add-ins, and you as partners can uptake the functionality and build your experiences based on them. From a UI perspective, they are UI-less, meaning that there's no iframe associated with these controller DINs, as you might be already used with your current controller DINs. And therefore, since there's no iframe, styling properties are also not applied. We also know that controller DINs are usually used to do some computation via JavaScript. However, this type of controller DINs do not support that at all. Going to the next slide, it's really important to mention that the .NET-based APIs are still supported, meaning that if you already have uptaken any barcode scanning functionality in your application, these are still going to be supported. However, we plan to migrate all the .NET-based APIs to controller DINs, and therefore we strongly encourage to uptake any new barcode scanning functionality in your app using the controller DIN API. And in the upcoming releases, we are also going to be making other client extensibility methods, such as the location provider, to be available via the control add-ins. In terms of the resources for the mobile app, here I have 3 links that you can use to either see some code samples, some documentation, or to even download the BC mobile app and start using or implementing these capabilities that we just talked about in this presentation. Furthermore, we are always looking forward to receive your feedback, and therefore reach to us on any social media platform that we are using, for example Twitter, or if you have some ideas around these capabilities that we presented in this presentation, please do submit them on BC Ideas. Thank you for watching the presentation about the Business Center mobile app, and we are looking forward to see what you're going to be building with these new capabilities. This is it.
Thank you.